thought you were rid of us, but you could be wrong.
This is going to be a non-Bucky podcast. We're going to do just Thor special.
Yeah. So I guess that makes it just kind of dragons on this one.
Yeah, we're just the dragons. I did want to do this every so often, specials.
Of course.
Why the hell not? It's a big event.
He's special.
And lots of people will be talking about it. So we want to talk about Thor Dark World, which we saw.
We did.
Over
a week. That was not a week ago.
It was over a week ago.
What?
It's Thursday or Thursday.
No, see what you did there.
I was so happy because I was wearing my t-shirt, wasn't I?
Yes, unexpectedly wearing.
I unzipped my hoodie. I was like, oh, I'm wearing my Loki t-shirt.
I wish I owned a Loki t-shirt. Wait, I made that sentence too long. I wish I owned a Loki. Let's just start right there.
Loki. He's just like the filmmakers just knew that everyone was in love with him by this point, and they.
I don't know why I resisted it for so long. I kept thinking, yeah, it's cool. I'm a fan of Thor. I'm a fan of Thor.
Go back to Thor though, and Loki is only. He's okay. It was Avengers that did it for Loki.
It really was. No, it really was. He was around in Thor. People were like, yeah, he's kind of cool. But I guess he came over as just a little bit more... petulant than out and out badass and, awesome. Because I suppose he hadn't really...
The women of Tumblr respond to Tom Hiddleston telling them to kneel, so...
He's just awesome.
Tumblr has been filled with gift sets
I know.
of Tom Hiddleston, and I'm like,
just when he his smile,
I'm good with this. Have you seen the one where he's in pajamas and he dances on a bed?
Yeah.
And then there's
what one where he's in pajamas dancing on a bed?
Then there's one where someone mentions this might be his last time on a Marvel movie, and he almost cries, and it's like.
No, it can't. It's not going to be. No, there's too much fan love for them to be rid of Loki.
Should we decide now? I think we should make this a spoiler.
Definitely a spoiler one, because there's no point talking about the film we've seen and not talking about the film.
So, from this point onwards,
go away if you don't want to know.
Spoilers. Which is good timing because it's out in America now, I believe, as well.
Cool.
It makes me really happy.
Did we get that first?
Marvel movies, we get a week ahead of America.
Nice. Well, actually, no, that makes sense because this one, it did predominantly... having effectively destroyed New York, and of course we all know that all alien invasions take place either in New York or London, we defaulted to London, which was quite awesome.
There was also a lot of filming in the UK.
There was.
As well.
Surprisingly.
And Iceland, because that is where you go to when you need, vast landscapes of nothing.
Yeah. It's an alien world, is it? Iceland.
To Iceland. What should we talk about first then?
So we are post Avengers now.
Yeah.
Probably good to so I mean we've had Iron Man 3 and then Thor. Mm-hmm. Now I think Thor did more in terms of setting up the wider world. I think Iron Man 3 was kind of the Marvel Universe kind of recovering a bit from the Avengers.
They brought it back in because there were complaints that for Iron Man 2 they were kind of appealing to fanboys a bit too much. So Captain America's shields, haha, oh look who mentions here and there. Personally, it doesn't bother me. I know there's a lot of people who are really critical of Iron Man 2. I know someone who absolutely thinks it's the worst thing ever. But I
liked it.
I love
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
I'm manning all over the place.
It's also Sam Rockwell. I love Sam Rockwell in basically anything he's in. We were watching The Green Mile the other week, and we're like, is that Sam Rockwell? Sam Rockwell. He's obviously not the tall black guy. That'd be weird.
Wow, that's a hell of a casting.
Yeah. But he's the really evil guy who spits cake in his face and stuff like that. And I was like, bring in Sam Rockwell. Oh my god. So I can't not enjoy him while he's on screen. And the same for Mickey Rourke. Because
it's Mickey Rourke. What's not to...
Like, there was dedication in there. Like, he moaned at Jon Favreau because he cut half his, like, a bit of Russian in half, and he went, no, it doesn't make sense. Even though English people wouldn't understand, he went, no, it doesn't make sense. Let me say the whole line. I sound like a moron. It's like, okay, Mickey Rourke, okay.
Because this is the thing. I don't mean to imply I'm unaware of the problems with Iron Man 2. I'm not.
Yeah, it's definitely like...
doesn't... Personally, I enjoy it at a level where it doesn't drive me to distraction that there are problems. I just enjoy it. I think it's a good movie.
Yeah. So that's it. It's like popcorn movie. It's just like...
Yeah, exactly.
I'm enjoying the ride. I don't care. But the original Thor, to bring it back a bit, I wasn't a massive fan of. Like, it was okay. For me, I found it really average. There seems to be this really strange thing where people either really prefer Thor or they really prefer Captain America. I think Captain America is a better film, but then I've heard people say the opposite.
Well, I don't know, my experience of Thor was that I had heard really bad things about the original Thor. And so I went into it, and I have to be honest, my expectations couldn't have been lower. I thought I was going to hate it. I thought I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it was one of those things where there was a group going. I was like, yeah, I want to come with you guys. Oh, we've seen Thor. And so because of this, it totally exceeded my expectations. I really enjoyed it. I found it really funny. It's got, I cannot remember that. I think it's like Kat, something, the actress who plays Darcy in it, who I like.
Kat Dennings.
Is Kat Dennings. I love her. She's like hilarious. And it just surprised me that it didn't take itself too seriously, that there was a lot of genuine hilarity. I mean, taking in Asgard and taking Asgard seriously and taking Thor seriously, and just the whole movie is brilliant in a ways that I really wasn't expecting, and so that really endeared it to me, because I was a bit like, it's just it's like a puppy of a film, you know. It's really excitable and just kind of cute, and you can tell there's a useful creature in there somewhere, you know. I enjoyed it.
See, for me, I was just sitting around waiting for Captain America. That's what I was personally waiting for, because I'd been keeping up with the news, and just everything I kept hearing was just like filling me with confidence. And that's kind of what it was like when it came to this Thor film. Everything I heard, I was like, Christopher Eccleston is the bad guy. It's being directed by someone who's directed a lot of Game of Thrones. And
on
everything
paper,
I heard,
it
I
had a
like,
lot going for it, this film. It seemed like it's Christopher Eccleston, who was the Ninth Doctor, in case you're interested. Is one of those actors where I've seen him in a lot of things, and it still surprises me how good of an actor the guy is. Like, you don't look at him and think, oh yeah, well, here's Christopher Eccleston, so clearly he's a goodie in this, because he's always a goodie, and you don't think, oh right, he must be a baddie, or he must be sarcastic today. Like, he's one of those actors that does seem to have a really great range, and so I was coming into it, and he's there, and he's under all this makeup, and I was looking at him and like, it's Christopher Eccleston. Like, what are we going to get from him today?
That level where it's just enough that you can still see him under there, but also lose him in it a little bit. So I felt like it's a nice balance for that, like, character.
I did feel, though, having sung his praises, he did not have a vast amount of depth to his character.
Not massively. It possibly could have been a bit more. This was definitely the I want to destroy the world
because it's horrible and I hate it end.
I was happy to go with it, but
it wasn't. It's it's not horrendous as excuses go. It's not massively well thought out either, but
it's very much a comic book reason.
Yeah.
It's they've pulled the character and gone, yeah, because I think that's literally what he's like from what I know and from what I remember he was in the cartoon.
Oh, well, there you go then.
But he's very much the old-fashioned wahaha.
A proper villain.
Destroy the world, yeah. Well, he doesn't go wahaha, but he's just like, I want darkness everywhere. I want to destroy things. But it was enjoyable.
And I would also qualify this with, one, I like Christopher Eccleston anyway, and two, I would not make any changes that would take screen time away from Loki. So, I'm happy with this.
So I went in with these expectations of, I thought it's going to be pretty good. Personally, like, of the last set films, Thor was my least favourite, so I'm not going to get my hopes up.
Yeah.
And then I came out of it going, oh my god, that was amazing. Like, I did not expect it to be as good as it was.
I didn't, because it was a sequel, and I was like, and like I said, I mean, Thor did this to me the first time around. I went in with lower expectations, and it surprised me, and it did it again, and I wasn't expecting that again. And especially because, as well, I knew, well, it appeared from a lot of the promotional stuff, we weren't going to be spending that much time on Earth, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of a change. I know they've got the Guardians of the Galaxy coming out, which is predominantly not on Earth from the look of it, but this is a big thing because, I mean, generally speaking, the Marvel Universe does seem to take place in America, so it's a harder sell in some ways. I was interested to see what it was like.
Well, like I said before, like, I've been getting into the comics, and there is a huge, like, anything that involves space or Asgard, it's just such a different setting, and there's a lot to get used to. There's, like, ancient magics or ancient sciences called magic, and to see that part of Marvel be put on film, like even a few years ago, I wouldn't have expected it. Because it's quite a brave move. It's quite a hard, like you said, it's a hard sell.
Well, they had this discussion a lot when they were doing Thor as well, because they were like, they'd committed to the Iron Man side, and they were like, oh, and then we're going to introduce magic into this. Yeah. It's brave.
Yeah. But it's also the fact that they allowed it to be a bit sci-fi as well. So
yeah, there are some proper like ships, and there's
even the Asgards, like, they don't just leave them with swords and axes, they also give them like lightsabers.
Oh yeah, they do that.
Yeah, so they like that kind of mix of fantasy and sci-fi was just like really cool to see, and they just really went for it, and I really enjoyed that action, and it was kind of cool to not be on Earth for a while and see something really different. Because all the other films are going to give us that. Like you said, all of those are going to show us what's happening in America. So it's quite cool to have something part of the group that's going to do something different until Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, obviously.
So for the first section of the film, that's what I enjoyed the most. And then moving on, we get into the whole, let's release Loki and ask for his help.
Well, okay, can we talk about Loki held captive for a while? Because that was possibly the funniest bit in the film to me, was when there's a riot going on around, there's people breaking out all over the place, and it cuts to Loki, and he's just chilling in his reading a book, just like the least concerned person in the universe.
And then he helps him. He's like, you want to take the stairs on the left, not those ones. Okay.
But I just,
Did you enjoy the relationship between him and Frigga?
Yes. Yeah, because I think given that his motivation has always been that his father's not his father, it's nice to see him have that relationship still with his mum.
Yeah.
And still have, something there to build from, and you get to see more of her influence on him, which is nice.
It was really good. If you think back to Thor, she's there, but she's not crucial.
She doesn't really affect the plot.
Exactly.
She's there.
But this time, she's a really important person.
Badass.
she still really cares for Loki. It's only because of her that he's alive, but then at the same time she won't trust him. No one will trust him because she's that hologram, isn't she?
Yeah.
So even when she visits him in his cell, it's
which
not
I'm
really
sure
her.
she's not allowed to do anyway.
Yeah.
But that was definitely nice to see. Not like redemption. I wouldn't. It's not that far, but that hint that they're actually, he never really was completely the villain we saw in the Avengers. You do see that more to his motivation, I guess.
Well, he is still a villain.
Yeah.
So I think that's the idea, that he did still do all those things and he still doesn't quite see what's wrong. But it's like a redeeming feature.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
That he clearly cares for his mother, because I mean that scene where, you know, Thor comes to see him and says, "I need your help." Drop the illusion, so it goes from him looking like his normal self, and then the illusion drops. The room is shattered. Things are broken. His feet are bleeding. He looks like a complete mess.
Which I have to say is a very well-known picture. That screenshot of Loki with like messy hair when he sat down, that's been all over the internet for ages.
Yeah.
It's been mocked a lot. Yeah. There's been a lot of like L'Oreal style adverts, but to see it in the film,
I kind of wish they'd left that particular shot out. I think that would have had more of a punch.
And it had a punch.
Occasionally,
even with it.
Yeah, it still did. Occasionally, all that happened is that I occasionally thought, I'm sure this is missing something. I wonder if they've cut something. And then it happens. You're like, oh, okay.
Because I was thinking, he must be in the cell for like the whole movie. It must be right at the end. Because I was like, oh well, he's not even started to get disheveled yet. But I think the way that is revealed in the film, it's a very strong moment because it did still have that effect when we'd all seen the picture.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah. And then you move on, and then he's a happy little puppy.
Oh my god!
And comes bounding out.
It's like a jailbreak, so it's really serious. Thor's committing treason here. They're sneaking out. I'm sure there's people like attacking or hunting them or something. It's a very serious moment.
And he just comes bounding out.
And he's grinning from ear to ear. He's like dancing practically. He's like trying on all these different disguises so that Thor's not walking around with his breath. And
then the infamous appearance from the lovely Chris Evans. Which I loved for like multiple reasons. Is like, one, it's like, because you kind of get the feeling, especially at the end of Iron Man 3 after the credits, you're like, okay, so they're going to try and... They want to sneak people in. They want to give that nod and that wink. Even if it's not a major plot point, they want to bring the other guys in, because it's fun, you know.
Yeah, well, it was really nice because you've heard Tony, like, narrating the movie for Iron Man for ages, and then at the end you realise he's actually been talking to Bruce, who wasn't listening. It's brilliant.
But the other thing I love about it is that Chris Evans is a really funny guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's such a good comedic actor. And Captain America, he gets bits of that, but it's very controlled.
He's kind of the straight man a lot for the joke.
He can still do a couple of jokes, but it's 1940s straight man.
I understood that reference.
Yeah. So to see him just like be able to go for it and like
prance about,
so good.
Talk about truth and patriotism. I can't remember what it is, like justice or what. It was brilliant. Very memorable 30 seconds of movie there.
So let's jump ahead to the bit where they're about to meet with I can't think of his name now. The Dark Elf.
Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah.
Malekith.
That's it. Names drop out of my head. It's so stupid. And they go to meet him, and then there's the whole "you betrayed me, brother" kind of turn, and I didn't buy it for a second. Did you buy it? I don't know if you're supposed to be fair. I think it's supposed to kind of leave half the audience going, huh? What? Huh? And the other half going,
I bought
ruse.
Well, just to do all the spoilers at once. Yeah. I bought that more than I bought Loki dying, because I basically was like, no, he did not. I don't know, because the thing that got me with that was I always was thinking, well, okay, and up until the point where he like cut Thor's hand off, I was like, it may be that he is betraying Thor. I doubt that's the whole reason why, but I didn't immediately go, oh, there's no way he betrayed Thor. Like, it's obviously a plan they've got together. I was thinking, no, this could be Loki's plan, but obviously it's not all of Loki's plan.
Yeah.
But and the other thing that was, I mean, we could talk about this separately, but Jane really had very little kind of influence on the movie. She was kind of like the plot token a lot in this film because she had the ether in her, and she didn't do much as her. She did a lot as the ether. There was a lot of really nice like character depth moments. Like you saw a lot of the relationship between her and Thor, but she didn't even do much science. There was very little science.
At the end.
Yes,
like, I think that's what saves her from being
a damsel.
Yeah, the pointless woman. Because it's her science at the end that saves them.
Yeah.
With the equipment. Because if it wasn't for her equipment and her knowledge, then...
But Selvig, who got a rough deal, he got a raw deal in this movie. Like, I don't understand why they were like, take that guy's pants. Just
he went, run around naked.
At Stonehenge.
Why not?
Which, by the way, is a National Trust protected monument. You can't get that close to Stonehenge. That sounds like I've tried. I would love to tell you guys that that's what I do with my Sundays. But, yeah. I'm intrigued. I like the slightly inept English policeman trying to cover him up as well. Very believable.
I like I did appreciate the English setting, like, because that made it a bit different as well.
I really enjoyed that.
So rather than, like we said, coming back to America again, it's slightly different. Probably for us it's quite nice.
Cool to see not London. Like I say, actually having Stonehenge on there, I was like, hey.
It wasn't the we'll attack Big Ben.
No, I mean the Gherkin made an appearance, but fair enough, It was I was really impressed actually by it. By the amount of London they got in that made me go, they really filmed that there and they really filmed that there and it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
This is not where my paragraph started. I feel as though I've digressed somewhere along the way. So sorry about that.
It's late in the day. It's fine. We're just here to
just kind of love the awesomeness that is.
So after Loki, I think we could both probably agree that the second favourite, very closely, was Darcy.
Oh my god, Darcy! Yeah.
Every scene, I think this is what I feel in Phase 2 is that Marvel definitely has its confidence now. And Kevin Feige and the rest of the producers are happy for you to be funny if you are funny.
Yeah.
They are happy for you to go for it because they do not want to just make the average, boring action film.
I think they've established the audience is there, and by this point the audience knows what they're getting into and has probably done the reading or at least seen the other movies. Like, you don't have to go, what if someone's never seen the rest of the film?
Yeah.
Because we have. And this TV show and everything else.
And they've done what a perfect sequel should do, which is pinpoint, like, what was good and bring that out. Yeah. Because they went, Loki, we really like Loki. Just let him go for it. And the same with her. It's like, just let her go for it. Let every line be a zinger,
And it was every single line.
She was just hilarious.
When she's like, she gate crashes a date at the very start. That's the first time she just rocks up.
And then she's got an intern.
She steals his shoe at one point.
Why are there so many shoes?
I love the bit with where they're like zapping their way around London, and she's just been like kissing her intern, and then suddenly like I can't remember the hammer's like Mjolnir.
Yeah, but she goes,
fly past. She's like Mew. And like it was so much funnier than it should have been at the time.
That last act as well, because there's a lot of superhero films that get criticised now. Like the last Wolverine film got criticised because It's very steady, slow drama. It's comfortable kind of doing its thing, and then right at the end it has an action sequence.
Yeah.
It didn't kill it for me. I wasn't too bothered. I'm in it to watch a comic book film.
Yeah.
If they want to stick in a fight scene at the end, I'm not too
But
fussed.
it wasn't locked into the fight scene. What I thought was nice about the Thor fight scene, part of it was a chase, and it was it was funny because the hammers all over the place. And
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is that a lot of films like this get criticised for doing that, but Thor took what could have been a very standard.
It could have just been Thor versus the elf and destroying the ship.
But no, they had all this business of shooting, reappearing in different worlds, universes.
Knocking a guy out with a floating car. At one point, that was awesome.
And like Thor's hammer, so they get pushed into another world. The gate closes, so the hammer turns around and leaves the atmosphere and then comes back down.
By which point they've gone into a new world, so then it's heading back. It was really... And just funny, that humour you've come to expect from Thor was right there.
Yeah.
And there's a brilliant...
So that's the other thing, because when they get to these sequences, the humour goes away and then they fight and then they can do a last line at the end and that's it.
Yeah.
But they just kept the pace up, they kept the humour going, and it's perfect.
And I really liked as well the reactions of the New York bystanders in the Avengers, which was effectively, oh shit, run away.
Yeah.
And then the reactions of the British people who pulled their phones out and were going, dude, that's Thor, he's waving his hammer about and everything. And I was like, oh god.
Freaking Thor, innit?
Like, get your phone out, man. You've got to. But you know, actually, we've not spoken about Thor much, given that it's nominally his movie. What's up with his hair?
Poor Thor.
Poor Thor.
Like,
I
random tangent. Have you seen the photo from China of the poster?
No.
There's a movie theatre that is using a poster, like advertising Thor 2, but the poster is actually like a fan Photoshop poster of Thor hugging Loki.
What? Why is that not official?
In a sort of semi-Titanic pose. It's just hilarious.
Oh my god. Oh, China.
I don't understand why China doesn't get sent the posters like every other cinema. Why they have
Maybe
to,
they
like,
don't.
download.
Maybe they don't want them. Maybe it's North Korea, not China.
No, I think it was China.
It's probably China.
Maybe they don't send them out. Maybe they've got to sort themselves
Maybe
out.
they lost it and were too timid to admit it, so they were like, quick, just download it off the net. No one will notice. But secretly now that's the most awesome poster for the movie in existence. So, Thor. It was cool. It was good to see him. Nice to check in, see how he's holding up.
I don't think he had any... Do we think he had any growth? I think the only change is perhaps the relationship between him and Loki.
But my thoughts with Thor are that this... Okay, usually, in the context of a film, you would get your hero who goes through his development, pays his dues, whatever, and wins his happy ending. My thoughts on Thor as the character are that it has taken him from his first movie through the Avengers into the second movie to win that kind of to get that happy ending stage there for him. So although I originally, my first thought was that like, well, Thor didn't really develop much, I was like, well, actually he did. If you go to that start point and it's continuous across all the films, it made more sense to me that way.
So
but I may overthink this.
That's the tough thing with these films, is that can they go through multiple changes? Do you want them to change too much, or are the characters happy to just sit and basically be the same? As long as they go through a process and a journey, it's okay, but they're not necessarily changed at the end. But I do think Thor's big moment was the first film. That's one thing I do have to like credit the first Thor with, is that his is possibly the most satisfying journey out of all of them. He goes through the biggest change, I think out of
earning Mjolnir.
Like Steve, actually, if you think about Captain America, I don't think Steve Rogers changes other than the fact that his body changes and can do things he didn't do before. but as a character, I don't think he changes.
I think his determination is rewarded because he is a determined character, whereas I think a lot of characters find themselves, whereas he already had himself. It was a case of, right, how do I get there? How do I get what I want? And it's rare, so it was nice to see for a change, whereas I think Thor was definitely more of a it was very Sword in the Stone style, prove your worth and the hammer, as it were.
Yeah. But I think that's what's so good about Iron Man 3 is that they were able to give him another character change, another journey, while still being able to be the same person who can be called upon for the Avengers.
Yeah.
He's, like he says, he is still Iron Man.
But he's still Tony as well, which is cool to see, because I think oftentimes there's a lot, like Batman is a prime example of this, and kind of Superman in this most recent movie as well. Like, once they suit up, you don't always care so much what they're doing out of costume anymore. And that's always kind of an interesting thing with like the superhero kind of genre. And what I really like about what Thor is like a prime example is he doesn't ever not have the costume on. He might be on slightly less active duty, but he's always Thor.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, that's just cool. Tell us about that. How does that work? What does he... And like the idea that when he's not saving Earth, that's because he's in one of the other realms saving them.
Yeah, he's saving other worlds.
Yeah, it's like
non-stop.
It's a busy life for Thor. And you see him trying to, I assume, get over Jane because of the like lifespan difference there, causing understandable issues. And you really see him trying, and he wasn't going to run away and run back to her. He wasn't going to, well, not yet anyway. He wasn't going to like disobey or like shame his like father by doing that. He wasn't going to run out on Asgard. But he's sad. He's sad because he's not with her. And it was just, I don't know, it was really great to see that when compared to Thor of the first movie. He wouldn't have thought twice about it. He'd have just, he'd have just gone. And so I liked it. Yeah, it was good.
So, what did we think about the first of the post-credit sequences? Which was
that the collector?
Yeah.
It was cool. Didn't tell me anything I didn't already know.
Yeah. So, for this, as soon as it appeared and you saw the like alien-looking woman, I was like, Guardians of the Galaxy. This is what this is. This is bringing in that.
Yeah, it's like the trailer almost.
Yeah. But I think this is the first time where I've properly had a post-credit sequence. I've gone, I know what's going on. Like, I was so annoyed at the end of Spider-Man where I was like, right, I'm so up to date with my comics. What is going on? And then they do this stupid shadow figure in the prison, and you're like, well, how are you supposed to guess?
That's not rewarded me at all. Give me something to work with, Stan.
But what we find out is that the Tesseract and the Ether from this are both Infinity Gems, which is what Thanos, the good dude we saw at the end of Avengers, is after.
I believe there's a gauntlet involved.
There is a gauntlet. So once you have all the Infinity Gems, you can control everything. So like one is like time, space, matter. I can't remember the other.
So this is a literal everything. We are not hyperboling that. This is remake the universe to your whim control. Yeah. Which obviously has been it has been hinted that obviously is now the confirmation that that's clearly where we're headed.
I should really work out what they are then, if we know that the Tesseract one and the Ether is one, because we've seen what they're capable of. So I should see I should find the list of gems.
Pair it up.
Yeah, I should find the list of gems and try and figure out which ones those two are. So yeah, as a sequence itself, as these typically are, it wasn't like, amazing.
I enjoyed the other one more.
It was just like, ooh.
Yeah.
And then for those
we
of us
stayed.
who stayed,
we stayed.
We get a reward.
Because my big complaint, which I had already made to you at this stage, is when are Thor and Jane gonna catch a break? When are those two gonna get to go have sex? Because I'm like, really? We're like 3 movies in, guys.
The answer is after breakfast.
Yeah. So Thor gets to go back to Earth, which I have to say is not my very favourite moment of his in regards to this, because my very favourite moment was like the world's most heroic hat rack ever, because he hangs.
Oh yeah.
He hangs the hammer on the coat rack on the way in, and on the one hand I'm thinking, how is that not falling down? But on the other hand I was just kind of going, oh, like he's at home. Yeah, but very close second would be the like reunion and, you know, kiss and all this, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm happy for those two.
Tricky Marvel, so I'm quite happy that we get like proper post-credit sequences.
Yeah, but again,
because I'm like, all these middle of the credit,
you middle of the credits.
If you watch
people,
them, you're not hardcore enough.
If they don't think you're gonna stay till the end, if they have to move that sequence up for you, it's like, really, you need to be a better fan, don't you? You pay for your seat, you might as well sit in it.
To be fair though, I see the point, because I'm kind of going, this is hinting at plot points. We want the average person to be able to catch this, and if it's a packed cinema and you're slowly making your way down, chances are you'll see the sequence.
And then otherwise it's like an epilogue to the movie if you make it through after the credits.
And then if you're the kind of person who'll sit through the credits like we are, then you'll get your extra reward, but it's not crucial to the story. So I like that.
I also liked, again, there was still some humour, because due to the world hopping awesomeness of that chase scene, there was a giant like ice bear dog
I completely forgot about that.
rampaging around London that gets kind of cut away from, and then at the very end you see it chasing pigeons, which is quite cute. And you know, they could probably use some pigeon control. So yeah.
I think that's everything we want to touch on in that. We've done Jane.
Favourite Loki moment of the movie must be done. I feel I've worked hard to not comment on the Lokiness, because I'm such a convert, I can't even tell you.
It's gotta be ta-da.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Just because it wasn't expected. So like, or maybe, oh no.
I liked it when he got pushed out of the plane. That was pretty funny to me. I do think the reading the book though during the prison riot was absolutely spectacular.
But
just know like his puppy face in the background when he's really, really excited.
Like, oh, we should probably mention the reveal at the end as well.
Oh God, yeah. Well, we're on the subject.
Where Odin isn't Odin. Odin is Loki.
Now Loki was killed. Loki was killed before we went to the final confrontation of the movie. And a guard, you can't see the air quotes, but I did came and investigated this and went back to tell Odin that they found Loki's body.
So you're suspicious of that guard because you're like, I don't know who you are.
And more than that, I'm told, although I haven't seen the film again yet to double check, I'm told that guard disguise is the same one Loki used in his, when he walks out from, apparently it's like really brief because he's Sif for a minute, and when he's Captain America he's a guard for a second. Apparently it's that guard. I don't know, like I said, I heard this after I saw it. And so then when you've got we don't see this confrontation. I don't know how this goes down. I don't know if Odin's dead. I don't know if Loki's got him locked up in a cell somewhere. I just don't know. But like there is a conversation at the end of the movie between Thor and his dad. And after it ends, you find out that was not his dad. That was Loki on the throne of Asgard, looking absolutely badass. It's amazing.
Sneaky Loki.
It's done well.
Because you go through the ending going, oh, Loki can't be dead. You don't kill Loki. No.
He's like the Joker. You don't kill Loki. No. But I think my instant response to it was like, how long is that going to be enough for him? although he's ruling Asgard, he's not doing it as himself. And I'm like, ooh.
I wonder if it's part of a bigger plan, because he didn't really plot in this one other than that. So maybe this is the start of his own plan and scheme.
He seems a plan within a plan within a plan kind of guy. So
yeah, exactly.
And just for the sake of continuity, I did mention this in our book Dragons review. I, since seeing the movie, delved into that murky underworld of fanfiction, and have discovered that my new very favourite pairing, despite the fact that they share 0 screen time, is now Loki and Darcy. Because there's just some brilliant, like, just the conversations more than anything, like, between those two. Like, the fact that upon meeting Loki, Jane slapped him, I'm like, well, would Darcy just punch him in the face? Like, what would go down there? But I would love to know.
She'd play with his hair.
God knows. Tase him, I don't know. She seemed to have a tasing people thing.
Right, that's it. We enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So
we should do this more often.
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna work tomorrow. Mike, we'll see.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this spin-off podcast. We'll probably do it again with the next Marvel movie.
We should.
Captain America.
Nice. Yeah, I think Bucky's back, isn't he?
Spoilers.
Wow.
I don't know how to act. It's like, how many people know who this is? How many people know the stories? Because the average...
I know.
The non-Marvel fan, but average cinema goer won't know. But it's like... How common is this common knowledge? So I've been...
I don't read the comics or anything. I think it was probably... Total Film that told me. So
it was a cartoon. He became the Winter Soldier in the cartoon.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh. See, I didn't know. There you go.
Damn it, Bucky. He also becomes the second Captain America later on, so...
Redemption arc. Love it. It's like calling your attacks there, isn't it? Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah. We might do another big major film.
We should do the film rumbles.
Yeah.
Well, we've got other films on the horizon to go and see.
Yeah, that's why I said maybe not the next Marvel, because we have The Hobbit. I keep forgetting that's coming up.
And what's it's out? Ender's Game.
Yeah.
If we felt like seeing that, if we had time.
Mockingjay.
No, Catching Fire. Also, that one.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Mockingjay's the last one.
The threequel. That's a word. Yeah, see what I did there? It's like a sequel, but 3. I know.
Okay, we're gonna hang up now.
Yeah.
Like it's a phone call.
Yeah, no, okay.
Okay, well, yeah.